So the next two breathing practices that we'll try together are the cooling breath and also the full yogic breath, like really complete breath. And I'm staying close up to the camera for the cooling breath just for a moment here, because we need a particular mouth shape for this. So if it's possible for you to roll your tongue like that, then roll it. But don't worry if it's not possible. It's genetically not possible for some people. So if you can't roll your tongue, don't worry, you're not alone. Can you make an O shape with your mouth? Like this. And you'll be breathing in either through the rolled tongue, sipping the air like a straw, or through your O-shaped lips. Okay, so in-breath will be in through the mouth, which is an unusual way, but it's interesting. And out-breath will be through the nose, assuming your nose is clear. So, sitting up straight. And when you're ready to begin, breathe in through your mouth, through your rolled tongue or your O shape. Feel how cool the air is. It's called the cooling breath, remember. So feel the coolness of the in-breath air. And when you breathe out, if you can breathe out through your nose, close your mouth fully and let the air come out through your nose. If that's tricky, just breathe out through your mouth. But can you make more of a ha sound, a soft, a bit like the ujjayi breathing. So you notice the warmth compared to the in-breath. So keep going, breathing in with the cooling breath through the rolled tongue or through your lips. Noticing how the cool breath moves from the front of the mouth towards the back of the mouth, really aware of the coolness of the air. And then when you breathe out, feel the contrast of the warmth. So in-breath brings cool air into the mouth. And out-breath warms the mouth up again. And you can do that, of course, for as long as you want to. I'm going to move on to talk about the full yogic breath. And really what we mean by that is as full an expansion of the main body, the torso, as possible. And it can be helpful to bring your hands onto different parts of the main body to find that level of expansion. And some people start at the bottom. I quite like starting up at the top. So let's try that with me. We'll start really up high where your collarbones are. Feel the bony bits at the top of your chest. Just place your fingertips up there. You could be touching the top of the breastbone as well. And you're going to take a really big in-breath that lifts and expands the space underneath your fingertips. And when you breathe out, just feeling that area relaxing back downward and inward. So in-breath, lifting and expanding around the collarbones and top of the chest. And out-breath, relaxing there. Now, although we've got the hands at the front of the body, we want to feel that lift and expansion in the top of the back as well, in the back body. So you might consider where the tops of your shoulder blades are. See if you can feel some movement there. It's not always as obvious. That's fine. Aim to fully complete your out breath. Really take your time, because actually the longer you breathe out for, the more likely you're able to take a really deep in breath after each one of those. When you've done a few breaths up high, change your hand position to the bottom of your rib cage and really spread your hands out so you can touch as much of the lower part of the rib cage as possible. And that can either be in a kind of hands on your waist kind of feel, or you could wrap your hands around you in a bit of a cuddle and just reaching with your fingertips towards the rib cage there. Either way is fine. And you're taking breaths then into your hands. So although you might still feel movement up at the top here, right now your focus is on the middle section. And again, you want to feel that all the way around your body. It might be helpful for you to tuck your thumbs in behind you so you can feel movement into your thumbs. And when you've taken a few breaths into the middle, then bring your hands really low down onto your belly. And the best way to get expansion in the lower part of the torso is to fully soften your belly. So really let go now of all tension in the belly. And then when you breathe in, you might think of breathing right down to the very bottom of the rib cage, but let the expansion continue right down into the bottom of the belly space, and perhaps even into your pelvis. Breathing out, maybe feeling the hands moving inward. Breathing in, hands opening outward. Sometimes there's not as much obvious movement down there, but persevere, because a really good full breath invites expansion in the entire torso. So the moment you feel ready, you might use your hands again. You could go for one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly, and breathing to try and feel low, middle and high areas of the main body expanding. You perhaps want to change the position of your hands from time to time, maybe one hand at the front and one at the back. Or one hand on the rib cage, one on the belly. Or rib cage and collarbones. Or belly and collarbones. These sort of breaths are amazing for promoting deep calm and softening of your body muscles, and emotionally can be incredibly peaceful.